Those times when you don't feel like working, you're too tired, you don't want to push yourself, but you do it anyway. That is actually the dream. That's the dream. It's not the destination, it's the journey. If you guys can understand that, then what you'll see happen is that your dreams won't come true. Something greater will.
I wanted to make this video considering the time. News just came out that you are receiving a statue in the National Garden of Heroes, consisting of the greatest figures in the history of America. Rightfully so. I can't fathom it's already been a year since you passed. It's still hard to believe the fact that you aren't here anymore. On January 26, 2020, your passing not only devastated me, but shocked the entire world. This video is a tribute to a legend, if there ever was one. What Kobe Bryant meant to me was the inspiration and determination to achieve your ambition, to never give up, whatever be the cause. What Kobe Bryant meant to me was the notion that if you love something, if you truly loved it, you will go to any lengths to pursue it. You were the epitome of hard work, having a storied work ethic, dare I say, one of the greatest in human history, at least in the modern era. You showed me that through hard work and perseverance, your dreams can become a reality. He replaced can and won't in his lexicon with can and will. Gary Vee, that it's all about the hustle. You inspire me to be a better me. You never cheated the game. You gave everything you absolutely had in any effort. You are the definition, the embodiment of greatness. To be truthful, I don't think I've yet to fully come to terms with your loss. One of the driving forces for my ambition in life to become quote-unquote successful was to become someone of high caliber, enough to meet you and even earn your respect one day. I would have loved to conversate with you, dissect and absorb as much knowledge as possible, like you did with so many others. And although that motivational factor is no more, a new one has arisen, one of even greater significance, to continue to learn, adopt, and spread your disciplines. You taught me that curiosity is key in the strive for greatness. To be curious, you first have to have the self-awareness that you don't know something, that someone else knows more, therefore allowing you to be open to the process of learning. The mamba mentality at its core teaches us to get better every day. As long as you are incrementally improving and are better today than you were yesterday, you are doing something right. You taught me that the process is the dream. The ultimate goal in life is to keep getting better, learning, and improving. Being process-oriented is more important than the results, especially in the long run. One of the many insights you had that resonated with me was, and I'm paraphrasing, if you're lucky, you'll find your passion in life. If you're extremely lucky, you will find it young. This concept on top of due diligence is what allows a certain minority to monetize their passion. When one is passionate about something, they won't consider it work in the conventional sense. Wake up and enjoy what you do. It allows one to grind all the more, leading to a more fulfilling life. There is nobility in the pursuit, regardless of what you love to do. It will bring more value to yourself and others in whatever fashion. I myself am striving to improve every day, trying to adopt your discipline to the best of my ability. For what it's worth, part of that is to also pass on these insights to others and share perspective so that we can all grow, prosper as individuals and as a whole. You always want to outwork your potential, Kobe. As hard as you can work harder than that, Kobe. A valuable lesson. Be the best you can be. The standard should be yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone's path has a different narrative. Try to navigate yours to the best of your ability and let your legacy unfold at the end. Kobe Bryant. Improve incrementally every day, and over time the results will be plentiful. It is a weird concept, as though I never had the honor of meeting you, nor now I ever will. A non-relation passing has never hit me so hard, nor will one ever again, most likely. Maybe it is because I have known of you for so long. I've watched countless games, a number of spectacular performances, watched and listened to a plethora of interviews. As I've gotten older, I've tried to retain as much of your knowledge and wisdom I can. As you said, sports is one of the greatest metaphors for life. Teaches us discipline, leadership, communication, collaboration, just to name a few. My first memory of you I can recall is from January 22nd, 2006, your fabled 81-point game. the greatest single scoring performance in modern NBA history. I was only 8 years old at the time. My parents let me stay up late for a Raptors-Lakers game that was on the West Coast. I'm from Toronto, so I was watching the game past midnight. My third grade self could not believe what I was witnessing. Your performance mesmerized me so much that I was rooting for you against my home team. Since then, I have been one of your biggest fans and will always continue to be. Your fandom grew exponentially as those who grew with your prime could not viscerally imagine anything more superior. Your skill through the eye test was flawless. Your core values that could not be measured through conventional statistics or metrics translated through the game to everyone else. Your fans lived vicariously through you, and your accomplishments became their own, to the degree that saying Kobe when throwing something became a common phenomenon. The emotional attachment you garnered with those you touched, especially the millennial generation, is unparalleled. You are our greatest champion. You had such style and grace. You started in the All-Star game before you were even a starter for your own team in the league. That will never be duplicated. The youngest All-Star ever, but given the opportunity, you showed up and showed out. A star among stars, and made a claim to the throne versus the current king at that time. A resounding statement. It's my time now. A passing of the torch. A shift in eras. Your place in history is forever cemented. You used every predicament towards you as fuel to train, perform, or do better. As given by your famous quote, everything negative, pressure, challenges is all an opportunity for me to rise. Work ethic eliminates fear. The mamba mentality encompasses these notions. That's why you are always prepared in any pressurized circumstance, never being afraid to take the last shot. If you put in the work and practice every possible scenario, then when the situation arises, you are ready for it. If you want to look good in front of millions, you have to outwork millions in front of nobody. Your heroic shots showcase the willpower and perseverance of the Black Mamba, being able to shoulder that pressure and live with the result no matter the cost. Everyone in the arena, your own teammates, opposing team players, coaches, fans, broadcasters, millions watching from their TVs. We all knew the ball was going to you, and even with all their defensive schemes and that magnitude of pressure, you still somehow delivered consistently. You were able to shut all of it out. As you stated, you knew what you wanted to accomplish. You knew how much work it took to achieve those goals, as the expectations you had on yourself were higher and exceeded what anyone else expected of you. A number of moments in your stellar career further exemplify this notion. The mental fortitude required to focus on the task at hand and deliver successful results. With resounding pain and pressure, whether external or internal. Everyone was watching your last game, and at the age of 38, after all the injuries, somehow you came out with the most sensational performance, securing the win in the clutch with 60 points. Kobe Bryant's final game in the purple and gold, the most spectacular individual exit performance by an athlete in the history of sport. I know all the media noise is irrelevant in the grand scheme. As one matures, you realize what others think does not matter. But I will continue to protect your legacy in the trivial sense against the unconventional haters, along with, more importantly, trying my best to carry on your legacy in the more meaningful sense by adopting and spreading your wisdom and mentality. You were obsessed with your craft and the pursuit of greatness, studying all the greats before you and passing on that accumulation of knowledge when it came time. The student becomes the master, as is the cycle of life. With your mindset, you would have been successful in this lifetime even if you were not a basketball player. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. This may sound like a common cliche or trope, but it applies to any area or avenue in life you put your efforts to and are in pursuit of. Kobe, you are a model example of this, a theme we can all apply to our lives. You were strong, but not the strongest. Fast, but not the fastest. Tall, but not the tallest. With average traits by NBA standards, it was your instinctual habits, that unparalleled and unprecedented work work ethic that led you to become one of the greatest athletes and sports icons of all time. Those 4 a.m. workouts, sprints, weights, drills, conditioning, 1,000 shots will not be forgotten. You did everything humanly possible. You gave everything you absolutely had. You did everything possible in order to get better. That is the most important thing, and why you were so content with retirement and moving on to your next phase in life. 5 championships, all with one team. Exceptional loyalty. You do what you can with what you have. No excuses. Kobe Bryant. Pure relentlessness. Regardless of the media perspective who try to control the narrative, your peers, fellow NBA players and greats, respect and revere you. And as you said, that's what it's all about. It is already sad enough to watch loved ones grow old and pass naturally. It is a vast misfortune to pass of unnatural causes, but it is a tragedy to lose your life in a disaster at the age of 41, along with your 13-year-old daughter and other peers and families. A year ago, I couldn't even conceive of you passing away, let alone so tragically like this. You were like real-life Superman, so much so that it took a disaster to take you out. I can't even begin to imagine what your thought process was once you realized that fatality was imminent. As coherent as you were, you must have been strong and collected for your daughter and the others on board, but especially Gigi. You may have been sentient enough to be at peaceful terms with the concept of death, as logical as you were, but to know you're leaving a family behind must have hit the hardest. Knowing that your parents are about to lose a son and grandchild, knowing that your wife is about to lose her husband and daughter, knowing that your kids are about to lose their father and sister. I can't even imagine what your family is going through. I cannot in good faith say that I truly understand their grief, as mine is not comparable. They continue to be in my thoughts for what it's worth. You went out doing the thing you love most, protector, a father. You had much more to give in this lifetime. You had a cerebral mind, the highest IQ of any quote-unquote athlete I've ever seen, with fortitude that led to both a mental and physical toughness like no other. You were not only a student of the game, but a student of life. Always curious, you were known to just pick up the phone and call the Kobe Bryant of that industry in whatever subject or topic you were inquiring to learn about. You excelled in any area you put your mind to, and would have continued to do so, due to your drive and work ethic of legend, as exemplified by winning an Oscar just 2 years after retirement. There was much more that you would have accomplished in your second half of life, whether it be in terms of content creation or storytelling, which was your newfound passion, investing, or activism. 2020 was a horrible year for most, and all I could think was what you would say or do if you were alive to witness all the events going on around the world. You would not have been afraid to speak up like a lot of celebrities of similar stature or magnitude. You did a lot for the LA community that many don't know about. As we all know, you were passive and behind the scenes, committing actions for the actual purpose, instead of publicizing it for personal image or clout. It may not be a hyperbole to say that this timeline severely missed out on what could have been a considerable net positive to our society, planet, and universe as a whole. I hope that humanity is better off and will survive and thrive towards a better future, encompassing the mamba mentality, your life lessons and teachings. Reading the game will make you a good player. Understanding what you're reading will make you a great player. But if you can write the game that others read, you become a champion. That's a different level of understanding. When you're not reacting to situations, but you are the one creating situations that others react to. Kobe Bryant. That is the key to the game we call life. Thank you, Kobe, for having the foresight to share your wisdom as others did with you. You taught me that greatness is not something that lives or dies with one person. It's how you inspire the others around you, especially the next generation. This is a quote from him on how he wanted to be remembered. It's the one thing you can control. You are responsible for how people remember you, or don't, so don't take it lightly. If you do it right, your game will live on in others. So leave everything on the court. Leave the game better than you found it. And when it comes time for you to leave a legend. You did exactly that. Not many people can say the same. There aren't many legends out there. An iconic figure that stands above the rest. Instead of grieving for you not being here anymore, we should all be thankful you existed and lived a prosperous life. We should all hope to accomplish what you did in 41 years in our entire lifetimes. Thank you for providing us with the blueprint to the mamba mentality. The most important thing you can do is pay everything you learn forward to the next generation to come, and that's It's truly how you create something that lasts forever. Kobe Bryant. As you conveyed, those times when you don't feel like working, you're too tired but you push yourself anyway. That is the dream. If you can understand that, your dreams won't come true. Something greater will. You were more than just a basketball player. You were an inspiration to everyone. Kobe, your influence in some way has shaped who I am today, and those feelings resonate in millions of others. Your outreach and impact was like no other. A true visionary. Your legacy is much more than what you accomplished on the floor. What you did off of it was just as motivational and impactful, let alone what you were about to do. You were just getting started. Rest at the end, not in the middle. Rest easy, legend. We all die. The goal isn't to live forever, but to create something that will. For anyone viewing this, if you take anything away from this video, at the very least, it should be that through passion and perseverance, the impossible is possible. Glenn Keane. On January 26, 2020, I lost my role model, an icon, an artist, a philosopher, a father, a brother, a son, a friend, a legend, a hero. Thank you, Kobe, for being my hero. Mamba out.
Rest at the end, not in the middle. And I took that to heart. I believe there's time for resting at the end, but for me, that time is not now. Thank you for this tremendous honor in acknowledging my basketball career, but I'm far from done. My next dream is to be honored one day for inspiring the next generation of athletes to have a dream, sacrifice for it, and never ever rest in the middle.